Reality recap.
Hi, Evelyn. Yes, I know you have the reunion. Yes, we have 2 more episodes. And then we have the reunion, of course.
I look like the slay. I look like a mom. She was like, you the one that look like you got a high body count hair. I fell the fuck out, y'all.
Candace, has Deborah reached out to you to apologize after the episode aired showing Chris did not flirt with her?
She wouldn't dare. She would get eaten for breakfast.
Oh boy.
No, she's doubling down.
Why would you go meet with Ray J without talking to Princess or letting her know why? Like, she's trying to justify that she told her after the fact and not supposed to make it.
What do you think of your ex-husband Jim coming out and saying you did not try to stop him from suing Shannon and Tamara?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, if his memory is a little foggy about what transpired back then, that's okay. However, he did admit that I had nothing to do with the...
Reality recap. Reality recap.
What's up, y'all? It is your girl V with Reality Recap, and I'm back again, getting this content out on this good Sunday before these football games start. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel if you're not subscribed so you don't miss a thing when it comes to my recaps. I have already dropped this morning my recap of Love and Hip Hop ATL, as well as the part 1 reunion of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And now we're live again, streaming across Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to go over last night's episode, or season finale, should I say, of season 5, Love and Marriage Huntsville. You can give me your thoughts in the comments on the episode as I give you my unsolicited thoughts. Let me put them up on the screen so everyone knows what we're talking about. But yes, we are covering Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, I will say, guys, before we get started, it's been a while since I've recapped Love and Marriage Huntsville. I've just seen some disheartening things. We all know about the millimeters, the fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I've recently seen some of the creators, or content creators, I should say, that cover Love and Marriage Huntsville heavy, where their pages are being taken, their YouTubes are being flagged because people don't like their opinions on the show. So I have to think long and hard, guys, if I'm going to continue to cover Love and Marriage Huntsville, because it just ain't that deep to me. I'm nobody's fan stand where I stand by everything they do, and I'm going to go after people that don't have the same thought process as me, or if they don't like someone that I don't like on the show. So I have to say I've been hesitant to cover Love and Marriage Huntsville just because, like I said, some of the fans have just really turned me off with their actions towards other people on the show, other content creators flagging their pages and things like that. It's not that deep. These are just fun shows that I love to watch and give my thoughts on it because I have been watching reality TV for so long and it's truly a love of mine. But I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to recap the season finale of Love and Marriage Huntsville because it was just such a good episode. I've enjoyed this season pretty much throughout, from the St. Martin's trip to them coming back, the beef between Marcel and Martell. Even the stuff happening off camera with Martell and that messy ass interview he did, what's going on with him and his coleslaw side baby mama, which by the way, I've been hearing some rumble in the streets that it seems like Mel has unfollowed Carlos King, and that she allegedly may not be returning for the next seasons, but that we will start to have Martell's coleslaw side baby mama will start to film with some people on the show. So we'll see how that goes, but I have heard some rumbling in the streets about that. Thanks, Sweet Lips 69, for checking in. It was, I'm assuming you're saying yes, it was a good season finale. I laughed the entire night. It was just a lot going on, and I don't take none of this shit seriously, so everything was funny to me. And she also said, I'm ready for the reunion. I am too. And the fact that it's a 3-part reunion, it's just giving juicy. I cannot wait for it. But let's get into the season finale last night. It did feel like we started off the episode still at Nell's bachelorette party. I don't know why we didn't get to see any of the bachelor party. That was interesting when we saw them switch to it while they were at the ceremony, and we saw some real big booty strippers and a whole lot of dollars. And I would love to have seen what went on at the bachelor party. I think it was cheapful to us that we didn't get to see their side and what they were doing. But we started off at Nell's bachelorette party, and we're already, and I say we meaning the show, it's already coming in hot because we're coming off of last week's episode where at the beginning of Nell's bachelorette party before she showed up, Trish and Mel got into it where, Mel asked her, "Do you have a problem with me?" Trish, she expressed her frustrations with some of the questions that Mel had been asking her in their last meeting about her and Martell, how she felt like she was getting a third degree and why does she care if they're not together, yada, yada, yada. They did not end on a good note. So it's already tension in the air, and Destiny's telling both of them to pipe down. This isn't about you. Keep your energy. We don't want that energy when Nell comes in. But then Destiny has to practice what she preaches because up jumped the devil. I shouldn't say that. That's not nice, but in comes Sunni, who was invited to the bachelorette party by Nell. Now, listen, I love Nell. I think that Nell loves to be called the mentor and a leader of this group. I think that she has an interesting storyline, her and her husband and their family. I really feel like they could go on and have their own show by themselves with just her husband, and all their own family drama. But it does feel like to me this season, Nell signed up to say, listen, any hard conversations, any awkward environments that you want curated, I'm your girl. I'm going to say whatever to start the conversation. I'll invite whoever to make the room awkward and have some highlighted moments. But it definitely feels like Nell raised her hand and said, listen, I got you covered for the mess this season. And I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. I'm getting a little hot down here. Get hot flashes when I start talking to y'all. But yeah, I just feel like Nell signed up to make sure that the show was exciting, it was messy, and that it brought the drama. And that's why she invited Sunni to that bachelorette party. We have not seen them form a friendship other than the one conversation she had confronting her about the elephant in the room of Moses and Destiny. But she decides that at her intimate bachelorette party, where it should be close friends and things of that nature, she's going to have Sunni there. Great for TV, and I ain't mad at you, Miss Nell. Sweet Lips says, so did Moses really leave Sunni? Jessica Hyatt said Moses is in jail on a probation violation. Exactly. No, she did. He didn't leave Sunni. The news that Destiny dropped last night in their argument that he's locked up was something that, already I had reported on and that we knew for some time now. But Moses, yes, he is locked up. I think he was, if I remember correctly, it's been a few months now, but he was sentenced to 11 months for a probation violation because he was out of his jurisdiction. Bottom line, he should not have been in Huntsville filming this show. He was not supposed to leave out of the St. Louis area. Also, the charges that he was originally convicted of had something to do with fraud, scamming, and he opened up credit cards, which was also a probation violation. He's not supposed to open up credit cards or have them in his name. So he was sentenced to 11 months. So that's why, Sunni tried to keep it under wraps, but girl, the way that she goes on and talks about some of the content creators and she goes back and forth, they definitely dig that up and found that he is locked up. So he's doing his 11 months. He got some months left, maybe a few. He should be coming home. It's not far, far, far away, but he should be coming home. I forget the exact dates of when all of that happened, but it's been a few months now, and we knew that he wouldn't be home. It's also alleged, and I don't like to do this, guys, because I don't ever want to say someone's pregnant and they're not, and they're offended because they have gained weight. But it did look like to me that, Sunny has gotten a little bit more fluffy, and if you saw the video of her, which she posted on her Instagram of her confessional look last night, she was holding her stomach. And that was also alleged when Moses went back to jail that Sunny had completed some IVF. She got pregnant. So in the middle of her getting pregnant, allegedly, and them trying to start off as reality TV stars, it was said that she's also pregnant. So I don't know that to be true. Again, that's allegedly that she had completed the IVF. Fluffy in the head. Don't start. On to the next is join the chat. Says she fluffy in the head. Y'all always talk about this woman's forehead. I don't know. They used to say back in my day that girls with big foreheads were the prettiest. I don't know. Is that still what they say? I don't know, but that's what they used to say. Pretty girls had big foreheads. Sweet Lips, she said, I know, but Destiny said he left her. I was wondering, Sweet Lips, was she talking about a previous marriage and husband? She said, you don't want to talk about how your husband left you. So I don't know if she was talking about a previous marriage, if Sunny was married before. I did clock that T. That's how I took it, that she was talking about a previous marriage with Sunny. I'm not sure, or if she said that in relation to what she then said after that, Moses was in jail and happy anniversary from jail. I said, oh my God. Just Bahia said Destiny is a hater. Why, Bahia? I'm hoping I said, is it Bahia? Is that how you say it? Bahia or Bahia? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But you said Destiny is a hater. Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that Destiny is a hater? On to the next. That's what she married. Sunny must be embarrassed. I think that Sunny rode in on her high horse, talking about her man, my man, that's my husband. He married me. I'm the one with the ring. I ain't sharing. And it had to be embarrassing that he was sent back to jail. I would also think that it was embarrassing that you didn't know this information. Or why so many reality TV stars that are on probation get violations for shit like this, like leaving the jurisdiction. Like, why not get permission? Why do they do that? I have no idea. I would think, not all parole officers, but I would think if you're saying, like, look, I'm going to film on this show, this is part of my job, this is for me to make money, to pay off my fines, restitutions, or whatever that they have, that they would be willing to give you permission to travel to tape a reality TV show. Not saying all, but why do they do this? Like, why? I don't get it. And risk your freedom over that and opening up credit cards. I don't get it, but yeah, that's what he was locked up for, his probation violation. But he had said Destiny acts like he was her husband or baby daddy. But he had said Sunny is beautiful. All the women on the show are. Yeah, I think that all the women on the show are beautiful. I don't, think anyone's ugly. I mean, some can use some help with dressing and hair, i.e. Trish. I don't like that blonde hair on her. I don't. But I do think all of the women are beautiful. I agree there. Now, but he said exactly why not ask permission. Yeah, I don't know why you would risk your freedom over something like that. But behind why I don't feel that Destiny is a hater. I just feel like it's principle. And at some point it becomes more than just about Moses. You have two sides of the story, and then the truth is in the middle. Sunny is on one side saying that they weren't great friends, that her and Destiny weren't great friends. They were not as cool. You had Destiny on the other side saying, like, she called me sister. We were FaceTiming. We were texting. She said, I love you, sis. Those aren't things you say to someone that you're not close friends with. And then also you have the dynamic that this was her producer. She was sharing things with Sunny about her relationship, potentially for it to end up on the show. She knew that she was in a relationship with Moses. And yes, Destiny is the one that, that's what she's saying. She's the one that broke up with Moses. I just feel like, for me, it's the principle. And if I was on a reality TV show and this person was my producer and I'm sharing and I'm telling them, if we doing light texting or not, you know me, you know of me, you know of my relationship. I've shared things with you. it doesn't even become about the guy that you stole and him doing, because he has responsibility in it too for playing both sides of the field. There definitely seems to have been some overlap, but for me, it's about principle. I would be upset about it just on the fact of that you sat in my face being my producer and then went out and got with the dude that I was with. It's just, I don't know if girl code should exist there or not. If it's just, if one is saying they were friends and they're not, but principle, yeah, it's just like, come on now. Out of all the men in the world. And then if you were to, and I think at this point what Destiny is saying, because yes, they got into the argument, Sunny's upset that Destiny's doing podcasts and talking about it. Destiny's saying, well, look, you came on this platform with your relationship that's tied to my name. I have the right to speak on it, say what I have to say, and you ain't really gonna stop me about that. Destiny's got some beef with something that Sunny said on social media, claiming that Destiny doesn't know the father of her child, that there might be 3 other options. She ready to slide her across the floor over that. And again, Sunny saying, stop talking about us, move on, keep me and my husband name out your mouth. Because at this point, she is married to him, and nobody's going to I wouldn't let nobody drag my husband or keep talking about us on their podcast. But from a standpoint of Destiny, it seems more like, okay, cool. You married him. You want to be with him, but why do you have to come here to Huntsville? Neither one of them, Sunny or or Moses, is from Huntsville, live in Huntsville. Even for that, that bachelorette party, right? You would think that Sunny traveled from St. Louis to be there. So that's why I think Destiny is coming from. It's not about the man at this point. At this point, it's about principle and standing on business, right? Like, you are, not only did you get with the man that I was with and marry him and trying to have babies with him, but now you're trying to jump on the show in a friendship with people that, and if you're saying you weren't that great friends with Sunny, then you weren't great friends with the rest of the cast either. You were just the producer of the show. So if you are saying you don't want to be talked about, why did you bring it to the show? And y'all have to admit, Sunny came in hot with the podcast that she did, the live podcast interview she did with Carlos King. She act like you would have thought Destiny took her man, the way she was like mad at her and talking all tough. So after a while, it becomes about principle. That's just my take on it. Let me read some of your comments because y'all going off, and I love it. I love it. I love when you guys interact with me. But here it says, Sunny is beautiful. All the women are. Yes, we read that. And Sweet Lips says, Destiny ate her ass up. She sure did. Right on up. Ate her up. She said, you want me to talk about how your husband left you? And wow, if you was more worried about him than being on the show and me, he wouldn't be in jail right now. Focus on your relationship, and happy anniversary from jail, honey. And I pray you get the opportunity to have a child so you can see why I ain't dog walked you right now like I want to. I said, ooh, go on, Destiny. The Detroit jumped up out of her last night. It sure did. But how I said, Trish, yeah, she needs a stylist. Yeah, I just don't like the blonde hair on her. I don't. And even in like one of the scenes when she had it last night, I think it was at Nell's, like at the reception, it wasn't beveled. It looked like she had just put it on and it was a blunt cut that wasn't beveled or styled at all. I just didn't like that. But you could tell awkwardly something had been going on with her and Ken. So maybe she ain't have time. She had to snatch the wig up, put it on, and get out the house before he go off again like he did last night. But he had said maybe she just needs a storyline. Who do you think Bahia just needs a storyline? You talking about Destiny? You talking about Trish? And thank you for checking in. Sin City 314 said, I'm born and raised in STL. That dude gonna do her bad. That's how they doing STL. They do the girls bad. I do believe, Sin City, that Moses' underlying attention, like his underlying goal here. Hey, Off the Top Sports, thank you for checking in. You see, I'm trying to get my podcast in before football starts. And if you want all the news on football, if you're a football girly like me, if every Tuesday they are recapping all of the games. I'm sure they're going to have a great show this Tuesday on the championship games tonight. But y'all check out Off the Top Sports. Thank you for checking in. But yeah, back to Sin City with Moses. I do feel like Moses had some intentions to get back at Destiny. It does come off as if he still cares about Destiny. Just my opinion. But I do think Moses, while he may love Sunny, this was part of his plot of revenge for Destiny breaking up with him and him like using names to name his businesses with Sunny that he was supposed to name his children with Destiny with. I don't know. It's just, it gives off that energy like this was a plot twist to get back at Destiny. Even just if a little bit, that's what it's giving. But not they doing bad out there in St. Louis. I ain't never been out there, child. I think they doing bad everywhere if you let them. I'm just saying. But damn, Sin City said y'all doing bad out there in St. Louis, honey. Agreed, Sin City. Sin City also said Destiny dodged the bullet. She did. And I think she probably didn't see that when it first happened. And now she does. So good for her that she did dodge a bullet, just dealing with him going back to jail and all that stuff. She dodged all of that. Sweet Love said, I'm proud of Ken for standing up for herself. We're going to talk about Ken, honey, because I want y'all to ask yourselves, how is Ken paying for all this stuff? Some of y'all may have seen the mugshot that dropped this week on these internet streets, but we're going to talk about it. I have some mixed feelings about Ken. We'll definitely get into it in a second. Off the Top Sports said, who are you going for today? I think there's going to be an upset. Dennis, my guy, but I think that the Eagles will be upset today. I think that the Commanders are playing phenomenal football. I am a Detroit Lions fan all the way through and through. A Jersey girl that's a Detroit Lions fan. Yes, I am. I pretty much knew that the Lions were going to struggle or lose against the Commanders, just being a realistic fan. They are healthy. They are young. Jaden Daniels, if you watch his interviews, he is a true man of God. He has no fear. He moves through and do what he got to do. He's focused. And I do think that there is an upset that's going to happen with Philly today. And on a home field advantage, I would say. I'm gonna go with the Commanders. I would love to not see Kansas City in the Super Bowl, but betting against Patrick Mahomes and it's a home game for them too. It's just, why bother? The refs are gonna throw a million flags, and it's gonna be, in my opinion, Commanders and Chiefs to the Super Bowl. But I do think the Chiefs might go all the way. I do think that not the Chiefs, the Commanders will go all the way. That's my take. Thanks for asking that. Sin City said that's exactly how STL men act. They play with females bad. I'm 42, so I definitely know. Well, I'm 40, Sin City. There you guys go. I know, young in the face, right? Would you say? No. But I just turned 40 in December. And Bahia said that was a big blow up with Ken and Trish, but he's not wrong for how he feels. He's not wrong. He's not wrong in how he feels, but I just have mixed feelings about Ken. And we shall get to that. But yeah, I think, Destiny ate Sunny up. Maybe the group will listen now. Like Tisha said, maybe at this point we should just stop inviting Sunny to stuff. Like, she's not anyone's friend on this show. I don't think, and I believe that she's already confirmed, if I recall, Sunny already confirmed that they will not be returning for the next season. How could she if he can't leave the St. Louis area? So, or if he's not out while they're filming. I believe they're filming right now. So how could she return? Her man is locked up. He ain't even supposed to be in Huntsville. I guess their plans to move there and buy houses and all of that stuff is definitely on hold. And yeah, she says she's not returning. So there you have it. So no need to invite her anywhere because she will not be returning. So what else did we have on this last night? So last night we also had Nell and Fletch. They had their 30-year anniversary wedding vow renewal ceremony. I could not get that out. Nell looked fantastic, by the way. Even with her sprained ankle, her swollen ankle, she looked great. I didn't really care for Fletcher's suit. I said it was a lot going on the suit jacket, but she looked beautiful. I love Nell. Just she serves body, face, laid wigs. Nell looked good. Sin City said, "Let me case net him and become a pen pal." Lord, you gonna be married to him next. But he said she looked beautiful. Yes, she did. She looked good. So we started off the ceremony with you have Maurice and Kimmy. They're sitting down there telling Martell about the bachelorette party and how Trish and Mel went back and forth. Of course, Martell ears perked up like, oh my God. I hope they were fighting over me. That's what his face was saying to me, that he was hoping that they was fighting over him, child. And Kimmy's kind of downloading them on what happened at the bachelorette party. Mel walks in. Mel does not sit with them. She sits across from them. And then Martell goes into how for the kid, he feels like they're cheating the kids out of, being under one roof as a family. And he hates that. And he thinks about it often. And all I could do was just chuckle, because I'm saying, Martell, did you forget that you had a whole mistress for years, that Mel said she gave you the opportunity to stop messing with her and you could have your family, and you chose not to, and then got the girl pregnant and had a baby with her? Did you forget that? He just talks as if none of that happened or the fact that you didn't try to use revenge P against Mel on the internet. Like, it gives a bit of delusion. I don't mind Martell. I don't care. I'm over it. I'm not gonna keep. It's the same with like Tom Sandoval with Vanderpump Rules, right? Like, I'm not gonna keep dragging somebody and worried about what they doing. Like, he did it. He ain't the first man to cheat. He ain't gonna be the last man to cheat. I don't really care or pay him much attention, all the foolishness that he does. But it almost gives to me like, are you dumb? Like, are you delusional in all that you've done to say, oh, well, I wish this. I honestly wish he could just have some accountability and all the foolishness that he's done, apologize to her genuinely, and then stop doing it. Then maybe you could get to a point of a mutual friendship or at least a great co-parenting space. But I think we've gotten a glimpse of what Mel maybe has gone through with Martell based off the stuff he's doing to Tisha and Marcel online. Like the interview he had with that girl that's not credible at all, with his, side baby mama. They interviewing this girl. She ain't bring a receipt the first. No receipts. Ain't had not one receipt. She's just telling y'all stuff we already knew from the damn show. Ain't have no receipt of any cash app. She said he sent her the trip to Vegas that he sent her the tickets for. Ain't have not one receipt. She just sitting up there with her, and she drinking Inez wine, telling all this foolishness. I think that it's clear that we got a glimpse into just a small amount of the foolishness that Mel has probably experienced with this man. Okay. Let me read y'all comments. What y'all say? What y'all saying? Sin City said, wait, let me see. Bahia said her toenails need to be trimmed, though. Are you talking about nail toenails? Because you saw it with her little swole ankle. Some people like a longer toenail. Some people put a fake nail on their big toe. I've done it before, but not because I like a long toenail. If I chip my nail, hit it on the side of the bedpost, and it's jagged, then I might put a little tip on there or an extension with some acrylic to make it look square. But some people like that. But how I said Martell made his bed. Yeah, he did. He made his bed, lay in it, and go to sleep. Bye. Like, stop wishing, hoping, and praying, because it ain't happening, bruh. I don't see it happening. If it did, it'd be a long time from now. If you turn around the person that you are, I don't see it happening no other way. I really don't see it happening though. But how I said he wants to be a victim so bad. Yeah, it just be like, not Sandoval from STL. He sure is from St. Louis. You right, sis. He sure is. That's what he took. He took his little mistress back there to see his family. Do the families do you like that in St. Louis too? Because you are absolutely right. He sure is from St. Louis. Point made. Pookie Bay, thank you for checking this out. He keeps saying he wants to be married. Why don't he marry Ariane? The little bit of insight that I got of Martell and Ariane's relationship from that interview they did with that non-credible woman, it gives toxic. It almost was like, Ariane, are you interviewing him? And you asked us, so what did you do in Vegas? Oh, because and you remember when you fixed my car and sent me the money through somebody else because you didn't want her to know. It was just giving real toxic. Like I said, the streets are saying that Ariana allegedly is going to be filming probably with Miss Nell because she here for the shits and to make the show great. But I do feel like their relationship is toxic. It's not mature. And if he has any brain cells left, I wouldn't marry Ariane either. And Sweet Liz says, I don't think she wants him like that. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a great relationship to me. It doesn't. Zay, thank you for checking in on YouTube. Why you say Kimmy trash? What Kimmy do? I don't know what Kimmy did. Why she trash? And they also said Martell got a mental illness. Gots to. I just think, yeah, his mental illness is narcissism. That's what it is. And he does well at portraying this like sad puppy to us. But behind the scenes, I think he's wreaking havoc in her life. I think he tries to make Mel's life or has tried to make her life as miserable as possible. And that's why she just not with it. She ain't filming with him. She don't want no parts of him. She's holding to her boundaries. And I ain't mad at her for that. I'm really not. Is it Jania? Checked in on Facebook and said Mel's paying him dust and he can't take it. He sure can't. He want to be in her presence so bad. He wanted that argument with Mel and Trish to be about him so bad. Like, and I think he realizes too, like, without having a cordial relationship for her, it's hard for him to get a lot of camera time. It really is as well. So I don't even know if it's genuine or not. If it's just like, damn, let me sit here at the table, sis. I need a little camera time. And he just can't get that. He can't get that moment that, of course, from a TV perspective, we would love to see her eat his ass up on the camera or them have some type of interaction. It just ain't happening. He will not get a paycheck off her good name, her God-given name. It ain't happening. So yeah. Those are my thoughts. But yeah, at Nell's vow renewal, he's delusional sitting across from him. Mel feels some type of way. That I didn't understand. I think she feels like the group chooses to be around Martell versus her, but she came in and sat to the right. I don't know if she felt like they shouldn't have been sitting with Martell or not, but I didn't think it was intentional that Kimmy and Maurice, they were just sitting there and he came up. And then, Marcel and Tisha, they came, they sat in the front row, they spoke to her and said hi. I don't know if, again, she was expecting them to sit on her side or what. But overall, I just feel like Mel is over this entire group and they mug shots and they foolishness and they fakeness. Mel just seems to be over the bullshit and, ready to, she don't really need the show. At this point, she has her fan base. Seventh Ave Beauty is doing phenomenal. She's selling out on TikTok. Her holiday sales go crazy. She making songs. She's well established. And I don't think she really needs the show like that anymore. But she just seemed over all of them and they bullshit. Real talk. Yeah, agreed, Sweet Lips. She's outgrew them for sure. So Sin City said Martell got the same slave uniform in every color. You talking about his little Is it a uniform? To me, it be giving like like a Japanese feel with his buttons across the side or whatever. I don't know, but oh my gosh, tell me you don't like Martell without telling me you don't like Martell, girl. But the ceremony nonetheless was beautiful. After the ceremony, the girls are talking. It's Kimmy, it's Destiny, it's Tisha. Trish walks up. They're asking her, and this is where I was telling you, I don't know if she just slapped that wig on her head to get out the house before Kim went off again or what, but it wasn't styled. It just looked like it was cut even. I don't know what was going on with the wig, but I don't like that blonde wig on her. Nothing to do with the story. Just had to say that and get that off my chest. And they're asking her where Ken is, and I felt like she was lying. Not Confederate soldier. Oh my God. Well, he did have a suit line. Y'all know Martell had a suit line, so maybe that's where it comes from. I don't know. But they're asking Trish, where's Ken? And I felt like she was lying. Like she's saying that he wasn't there because he had a family emergency, and they're asking, like, is everything all right? Kimmy acting concerned, but just want more tea. Like, is there anything we could do? Is there anything we could do to help? And she's like, no, that's just life. That's just life. I didn't believe it. It felt off and awkward. And seeing what we saw later on in the episode, I was like, oh, that's why he wasn't there. But I didn't believe a word she said. Also in that conversation, Nell's son comes up. He walks through. He's a little cold at first, and he walks up. You love Kimmy, sweet lips. I think Kimmy is the voice of reason. She always is well articulated. She, speaks well. I admire that level of level-headedness just because I don't have it. I'm not a great debater. I just be want to fight. Like, I'm not a great debater. I get mad, I get flustered because I'm more so just ready to. So I just wish when I got upset, I could be able to articulate myself the way that Kimmy does. I think, her and Christina from Love and Marriage Detroit, I just feel like they stay calm, they read you calm, they get their point across. So I think Kimmy is the most level-headed voice of reason on the show. But Nell's son's he comes by, and we know that Nell's son and Destiny have some little thing going on, even though the streets say he's still married. I know they say he divorced, but the streets say he's not officially divorced. They may be separated or going through it or whatever, but he is not divorced, allegedly, is what I hear in these streets. And he has a little beef with Destiny. He like, they say, oh, you look, Destiny said, oh, you look cute. And he said, all right, well, I feel like you think a lot of people is cute at this party. And it has something to do with one of the producers or cameramen or something. They did a little flashback where Destiny made a little joke at one of the work guys on the show saying, like, I need you to stay close. And he seemed upset about it. It just gave classic young man and cougar vibes where, sometimes these young men, they go for a little bit of an older woman. Not saying that Destiny's old because I think she's younger than me. You can't find much about her age on the internet, but that's the vibe that it was given. Like she might have turned this little this little young one out, and he was jealous. Not necessarily the best move to do that in front of her friends, but he did it. He kind of like me. He had a little small crash out moment, and Destiny seemed very turned off about it. She was also upset because she was like, Kimmy was like kind of making it a thing. And she said, well, this really wouldn't have happened if Kimmy didn't blow it up when I said the thing to the other guy. And Nell must have went back and said something to her son. And she was like, well, I'm dating. And Kimmy like, okay, if you dating and you not tied down, it shouldn't be a problem that you said something to this other guy. So why you mad at me? Like you said it, you did it. So don't make like I made it a big thing. So that was a little awkward tension between Kimmy and Destiny that I hope comes up on the reunion that they really didn't get into, but Destiny seemed super annoyed by that. She really, really did. In the midst of all of this, child, the pastor done fell out. The pastor fell out and had to go to the hospital. They said heat exhaustion. Why he ain't take that robe off? I'm sure he had clothes on underneath it. Why he ain't take that robe off in that hot Alabama weather? He should have not been out there in that outside. No air. They ain't have no little fans going or nothing. He ain't have a church fan. I hope he was okay. But the pastor done fell out. I said, that's a bad sign, ain't it? It's a bad sign. Not the pastor done fell out, child. Let me see. But I said, yeah, I love Kimmy too. Sweet said, do you think that was lipstick on Maurice's lips? I don't. When I looked at the picture, it just looked like a light-skinned man with pink lips. I did not see any lipstick on Maurice in his picture. And if it was lipstick on him, it sounds like he had just parted ways from Kimmy. They were all out together and she said she wanted to go home. I don't know. So maybe she kissed him before they went away, but she's before they parted ways. But it seems like Kimmy was confident that she knew what her man was. The truth will always come to the light. His case has been resolved and thrown out. He was not charged with a DUI. So I don't know. I didn't see lipstick. I really didn't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Behind some light skinned men have that color lip. That's how I took it. He just had, because as chocolate as I am, I have two light babies, and that's just the color of their lips. So I don't know. But I didn't feel like there was any lipstick on his lips in his mugshot. I didn't. But yeah, going through Nell's ceremony after the pastor fell out, child. I hope he's okay. Not trying to make a joke out of it, but I was like, that is not a good sign for what's to come the rest of this episode. And it clearly was not. Destiny did end up taking Nell's son to the side, saying, like, listen, in the future, if you got an issue with me, you can pull me to the side. And she seemed turned off by what he did. She said it was a red flag. I'm also in my head like, well, you don't want him to say anything in front of or embarrass you, and you want to be pulled to the side, yet you pulling him to the side with the camera in your face. And I was embarrassed for him that she was kind of trying to scold him. It was a little bit of a cougar scold. He definitely seems to like her. I don't know, where they go from there, but yikes. Good afternoon, dope boys of Philique. Thank you for checking in on YouTube. But yeah, she turned around and did the same thing to him that she ain't want done to her. So pot calling the kettle, calling the kettle, calling the pot, honey. I don't know. But we get into the reception of it all, and the group is sitting down. Mel's sitting at the table. Again, here come Martell. He's trying to pull over a chair to sit at the table, to be in the conversation. He would love if Mel would just at least look his way. She don't even look his way. Like she said over here, Janaea on Facebook, pays him absolutely dust. She has had it up to here. So he goes to sit down, and immediately she said, okay, that's my cue to leave. I hate that she has to leave everything. Why do you guys feel that Mel left the bachelorette party as well? Did she not want to paint the strippers? And I felt they weren't strippers. I thought they were strippers because they were sitting over to the side in their bikinis and G-strings looking real awkward while they arguing in front of them. And they like, I thought they were strippers, but they were, there for the body painting. Do you feel like Mel didn't want to do the body painting or what? I just wonder why. And I hate that she has to leave every event seemingly because she's over the group and doesn't want to be there. Hence why I do feel that the rumors that I'm hearing that, Mel is not going to return may be true. Sweet Liz says she had a prior obligation. Yeah, she did, Sweet Liz. But if she had an obligation, normally the Mel that we know, she ain't had no makeup on. Her face was bare as mine right now. I did my own little facial this morning, but her face was bare. She wasn't dressed like she had another obligation. I don't know what that obligation was. Maybe it was something for the kids. I necessarily didn't believe that. It was like as soon as they started painting on that man, and she was like, I'm out. I don't know. Just my thoughts. But I just hate that she has to leave everything. But again, you got to respect her boundaries. She doesn't want to film with Martell. She doesn't want to be around him or even have him in her eyesight view. And she got the hell up on out of Dodge. Yeah, Pookie Bay said, I don't think she wants to be around him. Me either. Me either. And I guess that's the point that I was trying to prove. I don't think she really had a prior obligation. I think that she just don't want to fool with these people no more. She's definitely elevated and she's seemingly above this show at this point. Now let's get to the main event, honey, because last night we saw Trish and Ken have a conversation. He comes in and he sits down trying to have a conversation about, and he made it clear that it wasn't about Martell and Marquez. It's more about Trish not being truthful, because her story with what happened with Martell, the shit done changed like 20 times. It went from, honestly, guys, I don't know why she didn't just follow Martell's lead and act like she did not know the man. I don't understand why, because he act like he didn't know her. She gets upset. And then the story keeps changing. Like, you should have just followed his lead and act like you didn't know him and say, hey, nice to meet you, and kept it moving. You bring it to the forefront, and then you're upset with Ken that he don't believe your story that done changed 5 times. First, you saying that, it was for a workout, or y'all were going to work out together. Martell ain't got no gym in his house. Martell is saying that no, he was bringing her over potentially to sleep with her to see what it was about. It went from being about the gym to they watched the movie and had some Inez wine. It was all over the place. And we still don't know, like, it also seemingly felt like Martell was still married at the time, and so was Trish. Whether they were separated or not, they were both still married. So overall, I just didn't understand from jump why you didn't just act like you ain't know the man and we wouldn't be here. So Ken made it very clear. It's about the reason why I'm asking you questions is because you are not transparent. You don't tell me the truth. And I don't like how you seemingly in that conversation have an attitude with me when I'm asking you questions. You should be more receptive to communication with me and helping me understand what the hell really happened. It's not about Martell or Marquez. She's making it about Martell and Marquez, saying that, look, they living rent free in here, and you the one that keep bringing them up. I don't think about them. And he clearly was frustrated with her responses and him saying, like, you're the issue, and her saying, no, you seem to have the issue. You seem to be the issue. It just, it really seemed to upset Ken. Just reading some of your comments. Pookie Bay says it's giving Tammy Romy's last season of Basketball Wives. That's the vibe Mel's giving, I'm assuming. And Sweetly says Trish had no understanding and mad when people spin the block and ask her. She has problems telling the truth. Pookie Bay said he does keep bringing them up, though. Listen, this is how I feel about Ken. While I get why everyone's saying, like, a lot of you commented when I put the sneak peek of the episode and a little small clip of their argument up. I get a lot of you say that Ken is a great man, that Trish doesn't deserve him, that, he should move on and find something else. On the contrary, though, I feel like Ken talks more about what he does for Trish and the family and the kids, and he seems to have, to me, like a savior complex where a lot of his captions online, I actually had to block him though because he gets rude with women. He tried to get rude with me on a post. I've seen him with some of my followers that have groups on Facebook and stuff. He's gotten a little rude and argumentative with the women, and I don't like that. So I actually have him blocked on Instagram. But a lot of his captions and things that he was putting up, it was almost like he thrives in the side dude role, and he was happy to boast about how he came in and swooped up Marquez's family and does more for them than Marquez does. I've just even his speech at the party that they threw when Marquez was there was about what he do for another man's kids. It doesn't I'm not sure if he knows if he's really in love with Trish or he loves the fact that he's conquered this woman and swooped in and became the family man and the one to, make everything happen for them. I don't know. And I don't like when no man throws in your face what they've done for you. That I did not like when he's saying like, when you struggling, tell your kids I could go on an island right now and be good. You can't do that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Yeah, I think Kim may be a good dude and all of that, but I didn't like how he threw that in her face. Let's read some of the comments. Y'all coming in hot. I love it. I love it. Let's read some of these comments. But how it said, she has problems telling the truth. Agree with that. She do a lot of mumbling and a whole lot of not making sense. Pookie Bay said he does keep bringing them up though. Agreed. Sweet Lips said, who got a mug shot? We're going to talk about it. It's Ken. Ken got a mug shot. Marquez got a mug shot. We're going to talk about it. But he said, yeah, his speech was disrespectful to Marquez. It just was not called for, really. On YouTube, we have Shauna checking in. Shauna said, for Trish to allow herself to come on the show, first to be portrayed as a 304, oh my, and now to allow Ken to throw her and the kids under the bus as though they are destitute, completely unacceptable. And that's how I feel Ken did. I agree with you. Shauna also said, Trish kids are catching all kinds of strays. It's awful. She's acting trashy and trifling. It's like Captain Save a Ho, I guess that she put dot 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 dot. I totally agree. Now, also, guys, before we get into the mug shots, Trish commented on my post of, a lot of you has, I had the sneak peek of the clip of their argument up. She came back and commented on my post yesterday and she said, this is too funny, real life ish. I file taxes every year and have to pay. Stand down, peeps. I promise you, I've been straight for the last 18 years. Now, I do know that Trish is an engineer. It does seem like from a post Kim put up that they're having some type of like cowboy meet and greet party coming up. So it seems like they're getting into their appearance game in the clubs and throwing parties and things like that. I just overall did not like that. And that was her response. Some of y'all was saying in the comments she corny for responding. Her response was corny. I don't know. But I do feel like, this, you have to bring the kids into consideration when you on television telling us that Marquez ain't got no gas money. You have to help him. He don't do nothing. That's still the kid's father. It's a weird place to be in if your storyline should really be about what the hell is going on with you and Ken. Let's see your workout stuff and how many people you doing, what you are really about. Instead, it's more about Marquez and Martell than anything else. Now, when I posted a recap of, a highlight of their argument this morning, I asked you guys, I said, how do you think Ken is paying for all of this? That huge house that they in, he drove off mad in a Corvette. He got a child of his own. He's helping take care of her children and their dance and their extracurricular activities. And he's saying he paid for all of this, the cars in the driveway. How do y'all think Ken is doing this? I want to hear your thoughts. But yes, a mugshot did hit the internet a few days ago from Ken. And even my husband, because sometimes my husband get sucked into watching these shows because I'm sitting here watching them too. But a mugshot hit the internet showing that Ken had been arrested and charged back in 2022. It said that it was December 27th of 2022. I want to read it to you. Let me turn it this way. It said the grand jury of said county charged that before the findings of the indictment, Ken, whose name, let me see, where is it? knowingly sell, manufacture, deliver, or bring into the state of Alabama marijuana. Bottom line. So he had been trafficking. That's what his charge was, trafficking marijuana. And it was also said or alleged that he lost his trucking license. Because my husband was like, "Well, I thought he was a truck driver." And I said, "Well, boo, you ain't heard this from me, bud." That's how I always be telling her. We be watching stuff like, well, the streets say I'm always keeping him up on the T, even if he don't want it. But it was said that allegedly he lost his trucking license because of these incidents where he was, bringing in trees to Alabama. It was alluding to the fact, this is allegedly, but it was alluding to the fact that he maybe brought them in on a truck and he lost his trucking license. I don't know if he got it back, but it just begs the question of, so how is he paying for all of this? Maybe he doing bodybuilding competitions. We know that he's doing his training. They have now coined themselves Mr. and Mrs. Muscles. I don't know, y'all. But yes, Sweet Lips, he's a dealer. Now, also, Marquez has a mugshot. Marquez, see, Shauna said it too on YouTube. Shauna said some drivers also cover up for other activities. Yeah, it's definitely giving trafficking vibes, allegedly. Hey, Carlos Kane. But that's what the streets is saying. And I didn't want to put it up, but I'll show y'all real, because, I don't want to do the man like that. But this is the mugshot, if y'all can see it. But that's him, honey. It's a little blurry. You might not be able to see it, but that's him. That's sure enough him. And this is from 2022. So I pay for all of that. He might just want to keep quiet. Shh, 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 shh. Ken, keep quiet on that because, yeah. Now, also, Marquez has a recent mugshot. He went to his Instagram and talked about, he didn't say what happened, but he alluded to the fact that he was recently arrested due to an altercation he had with Ken. I think we will see that unfold on the next season. He also posted yesterday that I think his daughter had a dance competition or a recital. He was there and he posted how hard it was for him to be in the same room with people that he has issues with, but he putting a smile on and doing it for his daughter. So something has unfolded between Marquez and Ken. Seems like allegedly has gotten physical. And there was, a recent arrest of Marquez, and he has a mugshot as well. So I'm excited not only for this reunion, but they are already filming for the next season. I can't wait. We could just skip over Detroit and DC and go back to Huntsville. I'm playing. I like Detroit too. I do like DC. I know they will be coming back, but this is a 3-part reunion. I put up a sneak peek of the reunion for you guys on my Instagram and Facebook, so y'all go take a look at it. But overall, this was a great season, an even better season finale, and I think I'm looking forward to an even shadier 3-part reunion, which will start next Saturday. So check out that sneak peek. I told you guys I think you guys have really helped me make my decision today. I love the interaction in the chats and the comments. It always makes these recaps even more fun. But, I said at the beginning of the show, I was hesitant to recap Love and Marriage Huntsville or to continue just because some of the fans of the show have gone above and beyond to be, a bit hateful and mean. I saw one content creator said, she worked so hard to build up her subscribers and her page got snatched from her because of, I guess, people not liking what she had to say about the show. But for me, it's all fun. I am nobody's stan. I'm not a millimeter. I'm not a anything else. I just love the show. I give my honest opinion. I don't stand behind someone wholeheartedly on everything they do just because I like them. If I feel like they wrong that week, they wrong. If I feel like they right the next week, they right. That's just how I do my commentary. So thank you for that, Shauna, sending me great commentary. I think you guys have solidified I shall continue to recap Love and Marriage Huntsville and DC and Detroit. Yes, Bahai, I love Detroit and DC too. I love Christina. She's my favorite. To me, Christina is like the Mel of Detroit. DC, I don't know who's coming back on DC. I don't know if Ashley's coming back. It doesn't seem like she is, but we'll see. She hasn't been doing any filming or really any of them, so we'll see. But you guys have solidified. I shall continue to recap it. And, you got to be honest whether people like it or not. So thank you for that. But yes, guys, that is my thoughts on the Love and Marriage Huntsville season 5 finale. I will continue to do recaps, and we will recap the reunion part 1 next week. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel if you haven't already and subscribe. Hit the notifications, like. I put up a recap of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion part 1 this morning. Also put up a small recap of Love and Hip Hop ATL. I will be back tomorrow to recap tonight's episode of Real Housewives of Potomac and Married to Medicine. Sneak peek up now of tonight's episode. And guys, Real Housewives Potomac season finale next Sunday. So, and if you're new here, some of you are new on the check-in. I appreciate you guys checking in and commenting. Again, set your alerts. And if you can't catch these lives, all of my recaps are on my YouTube channel. So please go like, share, and subscribe. Now, before I get out of here, like I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. It is your girl V with Reality Recap. I'm going to watch football, y'all. And I'll be back tomorrow to recap Potomac and Married to Medicine. Y'all enjoy y'all Sunday. Y'all have truly made my day. Thank you for checking in. Peace.